This for me. Probably one what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
Play. No. Games. Why do you fucking look like that? I can't do this with you. I really can't do this with you.
Oh man, that was funny. That was actually kind of good. That was kind of good
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
right there.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
Welcome to the Play-Doh Games podcast /
Show.
and we are back. We are back in
You can't take us nowhere, man. In a new location.
a new location,
Damn it.
and I could definitely say that this location is a second home. We have finally found
Our 14th home.
though we're going back here quite a bit actually.
What you mean, man? We pull up on grandma house, so you never know where we go pull up.
I don't think we gotta pull up on grandma no more, man.
Hey, you know what, grandma? We still gonna pull up. It don't matter.
What do you call it? I want to make sure I am saying everything correctly. We are in the studio of So Cool Entertainment.
Oh snap, man!
So cool.
So follow that on the IG.
No, not follow. Smash that follow. Smash that follow.
Pull up on So Cool.
So cool. Like the breeze.
Ooh,
You ever heard of the other side of the pillow?
it's nice and cool, like the breeze.
Just like entertainment. So cool entertainment.
So cool entertainment.
And we want to give a shout out to So Cool Entertainment. We'll definitely have them and link below because we're using their lovely studio, and you're definitely going to be able to see more sides of it. But we're just a 2-person gang right now, so when we get a little, got more people, y'all gonna see the arrangement. We gonna move some furniture, as Charles Barkley would say.
Man, we gonna let it be known.
But before we get into anything else, just want to say, if you're, I just gotta say this at the beginning. I know I hear it and I get DMs about it. I know Arthur hears it.
Man.
Y'all really messing with what we talking about.
So hit that
like button, subscribe button, comment, and no, seriously, if you like what we're saying, like we're doing, it really helps in the algorithm, helps a lot. But please comment. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, YouTube. We're really trying to get this information into the hands of so many different people so we can help elevate you as you grow in, per se, just life. Because at the end of the day, whether you're trying to, cut a check, be there for your family, whomever, you got to take yourself to the next level. And taking yourself to the next level means you're challenging how you're viewing yourself. That means you're trying to go to the highest vibration. And what we're here to do is we're here to make you laugh, make you think, and obviously make you grow. And that just takes a serious conversation where we play no games.
Man. Them games, we play none.
And to my left, to the viewer's right, we got the CEO of
Righteous Self Oregon. It's Arthur Dixon over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's definitely a show here that will make you think outside the box when it comes to specifically a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It definitely is something that, like, relationships be the main topic, but we like to slide. We like to slide on DMs. You know what I'm saying? And check people's pulse out here.
Nah. We really trying to get into these like social issues, but one thing that I want to add is I want to add a new segment, and as we do the intro and things like that, what I don't want to play no games about. Two things.
Uh-oh.
Pizza
Oh, snap.
and bicyclists.
The
If I
Portland
see-
special, huh?
Man, if I see another one way
Oh my
in downtown Portland, as we overstep the houseless problem, and we just add another mother effing one way,
Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie, I might lose my mind. That's why I don't play no games about it. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, we definitely can't play about that because them bicycle lanes, man, y'all get more seniority, I guess, on the road than car drivers, and that's crazy because y'all get whole lanes, y'all get turning lanes directly only for bicycles. You be in the front of the lane, you get the turn first, you get everything. Portland is the bike city, but it's like, come on, man, like some of y'all need to learn how to ride a bike too. It's madhouse out here.
The reason why I don't play no games about that is like some cyclists, by all means, we gotta share the road. I learned that because I read my DMV book. But sharing the road means sharing the road. But like some cyclists, got cycler privilege.
Oh, man.
Just like white privilege, cycle privilege. It's a problem.
Black History Month special.
It is Black History Month, so all cycles lists aren't built the same.
Man.
I have 4 wheels. You have 2 wheels.
Yeah.
I had a dream that one day that 4 wheels and 2 wheels
Oh my God.
would play together and share the road.
You took it way too far, but
Way far.
Yeah.
But it is Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month to all my folks. But you know what I'm saying? We don't just celebrate it for 1 month. We celebrate it for the year.
All right.
It's proud and represented in this month, but we represent all year. So can't hate, regulate.
You know what? I'm gonna change the thing. I said I don't want to play no games about pizza and bicyclists. I think I want to play no games about blackness. It is Black History Month.
Oh shit!
I'm unapologetically African and black all at the same time, and I don't want to play no games about it because we are a corporation, and just because it's Black History Month doesn't mean, like my boy said, it's Black History Month all the time.
All the time. Y'all can't take it for 1 month and be like, we've done enough. Nah, man. We out here. We need to represent. We need to put more people in places where it can help promote the idea of black success out here, man. Oregon is a white state, for those that do not know. It is a very white state. Yes. I think it's somewhere up to like 78% white. And if you don't know the history of Oregon, do your research, because it's definitely a state that did not promote and allow black folks to be in the state for a long time. I think up until the 60s. So you have to really pay attention and be aware, and you see what you see in the state of Oregon for a reason. So, I mean, sorry to throw some facts on you, man.
I'm just saying, because I please throw those facts. It's important because sometimes people post black squares and thinks we're gonna black out on Tuesday, and they've done enough,
man.
Right?
Yeah, man. Do your research, man. Oregon was the leading state for the KKK on the west side of the Mississippi. So KKK, once they left the South, they came out to Oregon and they called it the Great White State. And so I hope people recognize that history in the past that has helped develop the system that we live in the state of Oregon. And that's why there is no representation where there should be representation. The KKK war tied into the police force in Portland Police, and that was a part of the system that built Oregon.
Not like Bad Boys 2, though.
It was literally like a state of whiteness, and I feel like there's pieces of it that want to stay that way especially when you go to places like Lake Oswego, Westland, and
damn, we call them out.
And some of these more quote unquote richer areas. They want to stay that way, and there's places in those cities to this day that have deeds that say black folks can't live in these houses or live in this area, and I think we still have to recognize that, and then you can talk about how Northeast Portland was developed and the redlining situation and the Vanport. Like, all these things are history things about our state. I think people don't really talk about, and why the system is the way it is, and that's why gentrification is such a problem right now, right? Like, redlining was black folks getting moved to a certain area, and now they're gentrifying those certain areas that black folks are moved to and being pushed out to the numbers. And it's crazy because I had a conversation with a senior in high school today about gentrification, and she was pissed off that she lived in a neighborhood where she's hearing nothing but gun violence every night. She hears the police, the sirens. She's like, I can't sleep. I hate it. I just want to get the hell up out of here. She's a senior in high school. She's like, I've been dealing with this for years. And she's like, I just hate the fact that all I look around and see is black folks around me, and this is what's going on. And she was like, I went to Northeast Portland and recognized that this used to be the hood. This is where, and I was like, yeah, it used to be. Now you can go to Crisp on the corner and Starbucks on the other corner and Hobo down the street with the New Seasons. Like,
hey, you leave New Seasons alone.
Hey, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those. There's nothing wrong with those places. I'm not saying black folks do need to shop in those places because you will get better groceries and better things like that. You'll get more stuff that's better for you in those places. But in the same extent, a lot of black folks can't afford to get that stuff, right? And then on top of that, you put them in an area, in a neighborhood. What does it do to the neighborhood? It changes the neighborhood. It automatically changes the neighborhood drastically. Why? Because black folks can't afford that. But who's going to move into those areas? People that can't afford it, right? And now that little Betsy Sue and John Joseph III can buy the house where your grandma used to live in cash, like they've been doing, and live right across the street from New Seasons. So it's gentrification, man. It's a problem. It needs to be solved nationwide, actually worldwide, because it's not only a state problem, it's a worldwide problem, and it's happening all over the country, all over the world, and I think it's something that really needs to be talked about. So,
and this was a great example of the new segment where we play no games, and that was definitely, could I say, on your chest?
Just a little bit.
So, and so I just want to say, there will be certain instances where, we talk about, our blackness. We'll talk about Black history. We could talk about redlining. Really, this segment is for us to be like, what's on our minds, what we're feeling. Yeah. Because I may be playing no games with, cyclists, pizza, and Black History Month, or Arthur could go further with the history and things like that, and a dialogue could ensue from there. But that's what we just want to start things off, because like we told y'all, we play no games, and that's what we want to play about.
Absolutely, man. And I think playing no games, man, it just allows us to really like speak how we feel on the day. But yeah, I definitely think we should roll into these topics because they're a lot more fruitful and a lot more edible.
That was fruitful. That was fruitful. This is almost kind of like, once again, well, a lot of people don't know this. What inspired me to podcast was obviously me, trying to build up the app. I still will release and develop, but also I want to give a shout out to the Flagrant 2 podcast. They'll never hear this, hopefully eventually. But with Akash Singh and Andrew,
butchering his name, I don't know.
I said Akash, but it's Andrew. I can't remember.
Keep going. Just keep going.
But anyway, this is bothering me now. I should definitely know this. I'm super sorry. I have
to. Say the name of the podcast again.
Flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2. And make sure you go check that out and listen to it. Listen to that podcast.
I have to say this because I would be disrespectful. Like I listen. I'm literally. I have them queued up right now.
Man, you sleep over here on the fence.
Andrew Schultz. There we go. My bad. Woo! Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh. They inspired me to podcast, to get together a group of people having real conversations with humor. As you guys know, I was making some side jokes, things like that, because people really learn in an environment where they're not being shunned or pressured, and like they have deep conversations. Obviously, they use humor as like, hey, we're just being funny and stuff like that. We also are humorous, but we're also trying to drop things. We're dropping our opinions. We're dropping some facts that we, that we do research or we do for a profession and things like that. But hopefully some of this is opinionated, but we're just really doing this so you all can have an option, or you feel like there's an option, so we can talk about these social issues. So, I think this is a perfect thing and perfect segue for us to talk about this. Da-na-na, da-na-na,
Oh,
da-na-na, da-na-na. How do you feel about the Super Bowl coming up?
oh man. Truthfully, I don't really give a fuck. I mean, true, because my team didn't make it, but
Who are they?
you know, I'm a Ravens fan.
Oh gosh.
I've been a Ravens fan since 1999. Actually, before 1999, 1996, where Ray Lewis, Ed Reed got drafted. I think they're a 96 or 97 class to the Baltimore Ravens. And I followed them from University of Miami. So you don't call me no little bandwagon motherfucker.
Hey man,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm a Colts fan.
I'm an Ed Reed fan from the day I was born. I wanted to be Ed Reed. I dressed like Ed Reed. I tried to play like Ed Reed. I wanted a beard like Ed Reed. So
with my limited football knowledge, I know exactly what Ed Reed looks like, and I can see that.
So I was a diehard Ed Reed fan.
Okay.
And so it just kind of for me followed into the professional world, and I just kind of stuck around with that team since then, and they've been up and down and up and had a few championships, so I can't complain. You know, I didn't get nothing out of it, but I can't complain.
Hey, you know, I saw my Colts win, and I've been rocking my Colts, and they've been weird ever since. You know,
since Peyton Manning left.
We just can't pick a quarterback. I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of Jim Ezra doing, you know, allegedly, you know, he's an alcoholic, allegedly.
I wouldn't be surprised in the NFL.
I'm just saying, but you know, drinking and driving Ezra. But anywho, that's not the point. But we have a Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's just have this on tape early. We got the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Versus
Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I would have never thought, like, one, because of the AFC North, which pisses me off, so fuck Cincinnati. But but it's crazy to think that, like, a team like that, like Cincinnati has came out of the blue from winning 2 games last year now to being at the pinnacle where they are now. And it's crazy because they have a ton of draft picks and like a lot of money because their top few players or drafts. So they have their rookie contract still. So it's like Cincinnati has a possibility, even if they don't win, which truthfully, I don't want them to win because I think, I'm not a big Odell Beckham fan, but I think he deserves one. He's been in the league long enough to really get one. Aaron Donald, some of those players, Von Miller, he needs another one. Just like give some of those vets an opportunity to get their ring so they can kind of get out the league. I mean, not get out the league because Aaron Donald's killing, but like just I don't know. They deserve it. Like the vets wise on that team deserve it. Matthew Stafford deserves it. Like he really deserves it. He been on one team for how long and didn't even sniff a playoff? Like he deserves that.
He's gonna fold like a lawn chair. Y'all gonna see.
We'll see.
And the only reason why I don't want the Rams to win, and once again, another person who won't listen to the podcast until we get more accolades is my cousin. He's a big Rams fan, and I told him I wanted the Rams to get to the Super Bowl because I feel like losing in the Super Bowl, like the Colts have been out, so like we're good. But what's the worst thing? Having your hand in the cookie jar and then losing to some rookie. Well, he's not. That's disrespectful. He's not some rookie. The next Tom Brady, Skip Bayless. Thanks, Skip.
No, hell no.
We got Joey. Joey B.
No, he's not. I don't even know how you even think about calling him the next Tom Brady.
Hey! Somebody's got to take the mantle. I'm the hero that this town needs, but not what it deserves. All right. Somebody's got to be Batman again.
It won't be him.
Anywho,
who's the quarterback? The tall quarterback. I can't remember what team he plays for.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, okay. He's a tall quarterback. He can run. I can't.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
He just got waxed.
Josh Allen is the next Tom Brady.
And he still can't beat Cincinnati.
Not
Cincinnati, the Chiefs.
A lot of teams couldn't beat the Chiefs, but
I know a team that beat the Chiefs.
I do too.
Okay, it's clearly
but
not
at the end
Patrick
of
versus.
which I also a lot of Chiefs fans feel like Patrick Mahomes threw that game. So allegedly,
What?
no, for real.
I'm conspiracy theories. Why did he throw the game?
I don't know why, but I said in my head like I could see part of that, but I don't know why he would do it. You know,
No, Andy Reid should have kicked the field goal. He was being greedy.
But that's not even the only sense of it, though. There was multiple opportunities. They went. This is the first time they've ever scored 3 points in a whole second half of a game.
Happens
to one of the top-rated offenses who scored 28 points in 13 seconds.
Hey, Tom Brady had to lose sometime.
Tom Brady's just old, and Antonio Brown left.
Okay,
I just had to say that. I had to rub it in for Antonio Brown. I promise. Like I just had to because I feel like that's what he's doing, sitting on his couch right now. Like I told that motherfucker he can't win without me. I told you he can't win without me.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. Yeah, that miscreant.
Oh man, I feel like he's sitting on the couch right now, laughing, talking about Tom Brady, you ain't shit without me. That's why your ass retired. Like
he'll never be in the league ever again.
Nope, neither will Tom Brady. So,
but it's on his terms.
So what? Oh man.
Hopefully you'll be enjoying the Super Bowl because it's a great family event. Even if you don't if you don't like football, it's a great reason to get together during these times.
Man.
And one of the things I want to highlight is someone on the Super Bowl team who's got a ring, right? And I feel like it's really good for guys to talk about this because I feel like some people in the manosphere, I love that you don't know these things. You know about Fresh and Fit?
And that sounds familiar.
Okay, great. You don't have to talk about it, but we'll just say some people or some males or men talk about, they want a chick to hold them down.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. I heard about this one. Yeah.
And I had to bring up a true Super Bowl winner, even if when he doesn't win in the next couple of weeks, he's already got a Super Bowl ring.
Wow.
And I want to bring up this to you.
Wow.
I came across this, and I feel like this is a great conversation for men to just talk about.
Absolutely.
So, Cooper Kupp, greatest
catch
receiver of all time? No, Jerry Rice. I'm sorry.
Well, and not even into the football sense. If you think about it, he got the greatest catch of all time.
Oh! I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So he's got the triple crown, right? Or the quadruple crown?
I don't know. I thought that's like golf.
No, I'm saying he's got all these stats. He's got the most receiving, most.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyway,
I know he just set some record. So
yes, he did.
He set like the most 100-yard reception games in a season or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Cooper Kupp, right?
Yeah.
This came across. Cooper Kupp's wife worked full time to financially support him through college while he chased his NFL
Washington
dream.
Eastern Washington. Again, this part is for the young folks out there. He went to Eastern Washington. Think about that. It's D1, small D1, but no one really knows about Eastern Washington. But Cooper Kupp came out of Eastern Washington and now is playing in the Super Bowl and holds records in the NFL. Goes to show, doesn't matter where you go, it matters about how hard you work.
So I'm going to read this from this article. It says, I supported us, and this is his girl. Oh, no.
His
disrespectful.
Fiance?
His wife.
His wife, okay.
His wife.
Yeah.
Throw the W's in the chat. For
all the ones out there.
Yeah, for all the ones who get it. So there was an interview, and this was said. I supported us monetarily through college, Anna said, laughing almost in disbelief. She pulled it off. I was working full time so that he didn't have to worry about that, so that he could focus. Cooper's goal penetrated to the end of football, and he discovered after a summer of morning workouts followed by an afternoon landscaping gig that he felt exhausted when the season rolled around. Football, along with school, had to be his full time job, and supported and sacrificed while also attending in college. So,
Oh snap!
do you mean to tell me, while he was in Eastern Washington, he held a job? Was Eastern Washington what kind of, is that a D2 school?
It's a D1.
D1? Oh,
Small D1.
Small D1.
So they play like Portland State and Weber State and schools like that.
So you mean to tell me Anna was able to? It seems like he worked a little bit on the weekends, and then
So no,
no.
not from that. So he was originally doing that.
Oh, originally, okay. He
was
originally landscaped, and then went
Was
full time in the football.
football and school, and realized how exhausted he was. And so she said, "No,
I read that back.
let me hold you down.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold you down. I'll work full time and go to school, and you just focus on football in school."
And that's why I said we gotta throw our W's in the chat for Anna. You know, W's in the chat for Anna. That's wifey material, wifey. Cue it up. Now, first of all, I know these so top players wouldn't tell you this, but Anna gonna say it from her heart though. Anywho, let's talk about that. And I was gonna say, let's talk about this. And I at least just want to preface it like this. I don't think she was like, oh, Kupp's a check.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people were gonna be like, oh, she knew he was going to do this. I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Please talk. What are your thoughts?
I have to agree to that statement because, like, I feel like there's a difference in the opportunity to have that statement, because a lot of those women who have that statement of, oh yeah, he's a check, don't do shit in the process to secure the bag, right? And like you talk about, like, even if you do know he's a check or he's gonna make money, what are you doing to help him so he makes money faster?
Oh shit!
Right? Because what does that do for you? It keeps you around, right? Because if you're just gonna stay on my hip while I'm working my ass off to make money, once I make money and now you're trying to be in my pocket, I'm gonna look at you crazy, because just because you're around, you didn't really help me. What'd you help me do? Right? And it makes me feel like you're just only there because you knew what I was doing. And it goes back into, I think, a few episodes of what we talked about a few episodes ago when we were talking about PJ Washington and what's her name?
Brittany.
Brittany, yeah. Renner,
Ratner,
whatever.
Brittany Rattle.
So and there's a difference in that perspective to me, right? Like, she went after the dude because he knew he was going to be a check, but she didn't do anything to provide for him in order, allegedly, that
he's been studying media allegedly before she comes and tries to get us.
Allegedly, for him to even get to where he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he knocked her up, but like, she did something. But at the end of the day, like, what else were you doing? Like,
she was being a fitness model.
So it's like, but how, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to really put it in perspective. Like,
let me tell you why I know how I feel like this is different. And like, maybe I can put what you're feeling into words.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I can do that. Is I feel and felt that she was so invested in the system of family, where she was like, this man, his passion is football. Whether football turns out a check for him, or let's just say maybe his passion is gaming, or maybe she believed that much in what he was trying to accomplish, whether that was to be a top gamer or a top news reporter or top whatever, that she saw the vision. And let's use the vehicle as football, right? If he's like, babe, I want to make it to the league, she had the wherewithal being like, what does it take to get to the league? And my thing is, because I have an idea of what it was going to take for him to get to the league. Let me create an environment so he has that shot.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks differently if someone's like, oh, I want to create a landscaping business, or if I want to create, if I want to pursue a music career. Does your partner know or have an idea of what it takes?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel like I want to give credit to Anna for, because any person, not just a female, not just a woman, just like literally anyone can take, where it's kind of like, this is where my partner wants to be and needs to be. How can I support? And I think also too, as well, like the dope thing about it is she was still, it's not like, and this is where like, it's like a catcher. This is where I feel like she didn't put all her eggs in one basket, where she's like, I have the capacity to do this for like 6 years while you do yours. And let's just say his thing didn't pan out. I'm gonna need that back. Not just like in a transactional way. It was kind of like, this is how our system works.
Mm-hmm.
And she was still able to hold things down. And I know now, just from like the little interviews I saw, Kupp and Cooper, even though I'm not a Rams fan, I'm just a fan of just people doing dope things together. I feel like she's getting that back, not just with money, just with respect.
Yeah.
It's not the money that they have. It's the respect, what it took for them to build that. That's the treasure. She's like, I believed in you. You believed in me. You believed in us.
And that's the foundation, I think, to the relationship. And it reminded me of almost like the LeBron James situation.
No.
Right? I know your worst nightmare, right? Your kryptonite. But it reminded me of like that, right? When it came time to him open up and apologizing to his wife for what he put her through in that process of like, not like avoiding her, but like giving her this sense of like, I've been focused highly on me and you've been doing everything. I want to give you that respect and let you know I acknowledge you. I acknowledge the work that you're doing, because without you, I wouldn't be me. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I need to do. Without you, I wouldn't be the best player in the NBA.
Kevin Durant, you got something to say to this? Yeah. Man, Kevin Durant, get wiped up. I can't. It's hard for me to support you off. Actually, I can't support you off the court. It's like, man, get married. Like, be honest. Like, I will say this, no cap. I love KD. It's almost kind of like, I wish I could just take some of Giannis's personal life and just be like, KD. It's kind of like Giannis. Like, okay, Kevin Durant. If you significantly retire, I'll probably defer to like a Giannis fan, because it'll be Giannis and then the balls and then Zion, you kind of pissing me off. So I will say that. So and then Ice Tray, I'm like, whatever. Anyway, but I'm also banking on, like, I will say this. Once we get another like Asian superstar, I'm just gonna say this. I'm good. As default, I will be 1,000% a fan. Like, I just want like a Kobe type of like Asian shooting guard, so he can cross you up and be like, buckets.
It's crazy because like you don't like, there's like a few like Latino in the NBA, right? And people don't really realize that
Did you off the Warriors?
The tall light-skinned dude, number 99 or something like that.
Yeah, he gonna be in the dunk contest. Saw that. He had the Mexican flag draped over him.
But like, and there's like differences, right? And like, but you don't really see Asian. You don't really see it. Like Jeremy Lin was really like a thing.
Man,
like,
in the heat of insanity.
Yao Ming was really like a thing. And there was one, who was the other dude who was pretty good? There was one more in between those two that was really good. After Yao Ming, it was someone else for a short period of time, for like 3 years, who was just like super good. I can't think of his name, but
I'm fresh out of that. Oh, they got that one dude in Washington. His name's like Rye. It's RUI, and he starts sometimes. He's
mixed. He's Japanese and black.
Yeah, Japanese claim him.
Japanese, so he's Japanese and black. I know who you're talking about. I'm out there. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Let's not get canceled.
Let me not devour this dude's name. Mature? Who? Dang it. What is his name? Washington.
You know, funny thing about this,
Hmm.
this conversation is going to leak so effortlessly into the next topic because we're talking about race, and this is going to be so trippy.
Hold up.
No, you got it. Take your time.
I got you. Players. Where is he at? Oh, you sure he plays for Washington still?
I'm 1,000%. I will bet you like $20.
Oh yeah, Ri Hachimura.
Sounds wrong.
RUI. Ri.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Japanese professional basketball player.
He definitely is.
Hachimura. I know that's his last name.
I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna butcher it. And people will be like, "Oh, you're being racist." I'm like, "No, I still know how to pronounce his name."
But not like, and he doesn't get a lot of notoriety. I wonder if how like the Japanese culture embraces him because he was raised in Japan. I know that he was raised in Japan.
You know, I think I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Yeah.
I can have an idea of what went on.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Probably military.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right. I could definitely see a military kid.
Mm-hmm. I think he is a military kid.
I had something funny to say, but like,
say it.
I want to be flagrant, but not this flagrant.
Technical foul out here?
Nope.
Intentional? No intentional foul?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Just gonna wait a little bit. But really quick, just back to Kupp and things like that. Fucking rabbit hole. But I feel like that's the most dope thing about it. And like I love seeing that because we always talk about the situations where things don't work. Or people say couples goals or that, like things like that, where it's kind of like Kupp looks like a down to earth dude, and it looks like a down to earth chick, and like the one cool thing is like, let's say it didn't work, right, or didn't work out. That still doesn't take away that they did that.
Yeah, and I think even outside of like that aspect of being in the NFL, most men, that's what they want. A down-to-earth woman who's going to ride with them until the wheels fall off, chasing goals, right? And I think it goes back and forth too, right? Like, as a man, if a woman has a goal set in mind and she's like, I'm determined to do this, but I want to do this with you. As a man, you can't be like, well, it's either you're going to be with me and rock with her through this goal, or and support her through that goal, or you might as well leave her alone and let her be.
Yeah.
And it goes in both directions. So I think as men, we have to also see that when we see our partner or the person that we want to be our partner, and recognize like if this is what we really want to be with and be together with, and she's chasing our goals, how can we support that in that process? So.
That's major, and I can't keep stressing this enough. It's just major because in our generation, we're allergic to what building looks like. Like it has to be like she's already all together, or he's already all together.
She already got the Bentley.
Exactly. And I feel like there's a lot more merit in like, not saying you have to struggle together or anything like that. We're like, nah, we built this together.
It's more rewarding in the end. I feel like when you realize that you guys have grinded to the point of success, it's like, damn, look what we did. And if we can do this, the next step is even easier. And going through our ups and downs is going to be easy because we went through all that, right? So
you ready? As we were on like this like tangent, like you want to talk about like race and stuff now. Are you ready to break the internet?
Let's see what the internet talking about.
All right, we got to search this over. All right, y'all. I've heard this. I have my thoughts. I want to see what Arthur's gonna think. And we're gonna go from here.
Spanish women, they're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Remember, let's be real. Say that again? Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no shit. Because the daddy wasn't shit. I'll raise you alone by myself. Be a strong black woman. So they come into the game with their guard up ready. Spanish girl is raised to serve. Yeah. They be cooking for their father at a young age, washing the dishes, washing the table, mopping on Saturday morning. Let's face it, they're raised to serve. If one time I swear to God, I'm at a girl's house having dinner. I got up with my own plate, put it in the garbage, put it in the sink. Her mom spazzed on her in Spanish about da 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 da. Now, in the black woman's house, if I get up with my own plate, she gonna say, "That's a damn good nigga. He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley."
Damn.
So,
Damn.
So,
Damn.
what are your thoughts on that?
Damn. This is so controversial. Oh my God.
I exclusively picked this for us because I'm going to shame you and us, or I shouldn't say shame. I'm going to out us that we both had experience talking and dating black women and Latin women. So we have a horse in this race. And the guy who was talking was on, there's this show called 8 at a Table. It's a lot of social issues and things like that. Something similar to us. They're way bigger than us. Dope content. And I watched and listened.
I don't know.
And before I went, I have thoughts and feelings about this, but I wanted to know what you thought.
There's so many thoughts in my head, man. And I think like being raised by a black woman, as a black man, you always want a black woman just to like, because you're, at least my mom growing up was always like, you better date a black woman, you better marry a black woman, and then we moved to predominantly white areas, and there was nothing but white man, white and Asian, and
this nigga,
and you know all these other ethnicities, and it was like it's hard growing up to find a black woman, and so, but on the flip side of that, going to what we just heard, ultimately, I'll say this. Each culture does things differently. Yes. Understanding each culture is important before you, and I think that is the growing process of being in a relationship with someone, right? You have to begin to learn the culture and how they represent themselves. And that is where you start out the best, right? Systematically, I feel that black women have been raised, yes, a certain type of way. Some, I'm not going to say all, some. Why? Because a lot of the times, there's not a black man in the household. And that plays a huge factor in how a black woman is raised. Because she's listening to her black mom, if she's single, she's teaching her daughter how to be independent like her. And so now, as that daughter gets older and becomes independent, she's going to be steadfast like her mom. She's going to be sturdy like her mom. She's going to be independent like her mom, because that's the traits that her mom has taught her. Now, if there's a black man in the picture, he teaches her the softer side of things. How to be loved sometimes, how to be cared for, how to be treated like a lady, like all the other things. That's what he should be doing, right? So she learns the independence from her mom, but she also understands the softer side behind the man. And so I think a lot of those women have a better understanding of how to see men as a black woman, from my perspective, I'll just say, from my perspective, than other ethnicities. I don't know too much about Mexican culture and how they're raised to really say, like, this is point A and point B. But from my relationship of dating a person of Latina origin,
doing real good.
That is similar to how she was raised, but she was raised differently because she was raised primarily with both parents until she got older and her older sister moved out. But then she had to be mother, older sister, because mom was gone. And so then she began to learn some of the similar traits that a black woman would be raised. And so upon this independence sense, but also like taking care of siblings sense of like being a mom, relationships seem very much so like I'm tired of taking care of people. On the flip side, because my mom always does it, and I'm always taking care of my siblings. So, and maybe that's just unique to her situation, but I've always heard that as well, that Latino women take care of their men, but not all, and there's always that, right? There's always going to be factors into every situation, however they were raised, if dad was present. But I think men play a huge role in women's life when it comes to being raised. However that father treats them, it's probably how a woman wants to be treated as they get older. If there's no father there, you're going to have a lot harder time to be successful with a woman with no father because of how they were raised by their mother. And I'm not knocking single women. My mom was a single mom. I love my mom to death. But I see the reflection in my sister and how headstrong my sister is. I see the reflection in my niece and how my niece is, and they're spitting images of each other. And the fact that there's no father in each one, my mom, her dad wasn't really in her life. My sister, dad wasn't really in her life. For me, it goes to show that men play a huge role in raising a daughter. So I can partially agree to what he's saying, but men play a factor in that. And our system also plays another huge factor in that as well. So systematically, I would say, I don't know.
Eloquently, interesting put. All right. Well, I'm gonna out a bit of myself. I made sure to listen to it. I actually read some of the comments. Would you like to hear some of the comments from the prominent people?
Well, now you want to give me the comments.
Would you like?
Let me hear like one or
some
two
of the comments.
Let me hear one or two of the comments and see.
Do you know the comedian Tony Baker?
Yep.
All right, I'll tell you what Tony Baker said, and then obviously I'll give you mine.
Go ahead.
Where's it at? Tony Baker said, comedian, everybody, on the real, I raise sons, but if I had a daughter, you best believe I'm raising her to be independent. I'm not raising her to serve a man, but that's just me. She will also see me opening doors for her and her mother, gentleman traits. I'll read some of the responses from that. Another person said, "You backward as hell. Independent and nurturing can't coexist. Raising a boy or a girl to be capable of standing on their own is the goal." Another person, you want your sons to be traditional men who take care of women, but won't raise your daughter to be a traditional woman to take care of a man. And then I'll read another one. Heart emojis, hands in the air. That's why I love you, Tony. I will make a plate or cook whatever for my man, but not because he expects it, because I want to.
And I think those comments say a lot about the thoughts that a lot of people have and a lot of people want. Like, even being single in the world, right? Like, if I come home from working all day and you come home from working all day and I beat you home, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make something for dinner because I'm here first. Mm-hmm. It's not to the fact that I have to. It's my job. It's my duty. It's like, no, I want to. And at the end of the day, you raise your kids to be able to want to treat their partner, whoever it may be, respectfully and honor them, and then give them comfort to know that, like, I want you to find comfort in me just as much as I find comfort in you. And I think those comments kind of hit like some of that on the head. Go ahead. I want to hear yours too.
I got two more comments, and then we got most of the. I would say a lot of the females were saying this is a whack ass debate. Always starts with the same type of male. It's gonna say my brain cells. What else? This one person's like descendant of slaves were not raised; they were bred, and she goes in this whole thing. Black women are not raised to be wives. Is the lyric? It's very. It goes in very extensively. But one comment was very interesting to me that I want to read. It said, "Y'all gotta stop with the generalizations. B love just be stop that East Coast stuff. B for the record, just because someone is raised to be strong and independent, that isn't a negative, and they are just as much of a wife material as any other woman. My fiance is all things, and we are building a promising future. Stop playing with yourself, goofy." And this was from a man. And the reason why I was like digesting it because what I really wish, and once again, it's a whole clip. We're not getting whole context, things like that, and people shouldn't rip him off the rip. It's kind of like when we look at culture, right? There are cultural things where, like, I think this was said by Denzel, like in like a clip where it's kind of like Steven Spielberg could film Boys in the Hood, right? Like he can do it, but we want a black director because they know the cultural nuances. Where just because I know a cultural nuance of Spanish, Asian, blacks, whites, if I get with that person, I can't have that expectation. I have to look at this as like, all right, I'm not going to do none of that dumbass colorblind shit where it's kind of like, how does their family look at Spanish culture? How do they take that in? Oh, I have been in relationships where, like the dude said, like mom's just like, what are you doing? But you know what I would do? Being like, oh, if this interrupts that, I'm not going to do that. But just know that if you need me to do other things, I have no problem doing that.
Man.
And that's why I like that guy's last comment where we, people who are in the self-help community, things like that, or however people do it, they make these generalizations. And I feel like I would love to have a conversation with that brother where it's kind of like, it's almost kind of like, I don't want to say he like is Umar in us and things like that, where it's kind of like, oh, like if we're being really cynical, if we, in quotations, like black women do this, Asian women do this, or I'm like, but you really don't know. That is a generalization, just like, oh, what did Dave Chappelle say in that one skip? Oh, or like, they're like, oh, we got to put sugar in your Kool-Aid. I know black people that don't put sugar in the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's the part where, like, why independence and being raised as an independent woman or independent whatever, why can't we usually be raised as an independent person? Where it's kind of like, and this also gets into interdependency, because no man, no woman, non-binary, whatever, should be so dependent on a human. You should want to, and you said this, I want to be there for you. I showed up there early. So I'm going to do this for this system. And this ties into what we've been talking about. The system.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ties into the system.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing about it. Because I know we've talked off camera a myriad of things where, like, I know you're talking about one relationship, but I'm pretty sure your other relationships, you've had this so, like, system-oriented thing where it's kind of like, oh, I want to make sure you are fine. I'm not trying to do this because you are a black woman. I'm not trying to do this because you are a Latin woman. I'm doing this because I want us to build a bond and I care about it. And I will learn other cultural nuances as they come.
Man, hit it on the head, man. I think you hit it square on the head.
See, we gonna have some more controversial things. There's some things we want to agree to disagree on, but I knew you would feel in the same lane after hearing that, because that was hot,
man. And it was, but at the end of the day, it's like you said, man. People want to generalize race and orientation and all that, and say like men have to be this and women have to be this. And at the end of the day, like, especially, it's weird that a lot of men nowadays, they want to be taken care of. They want to be the stay-at-home dad. And truthfully, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, when you think about it, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with a stay-at-home dad. You know what I'm saying? Dad is in life. right? Mom is in life. You guys are in these kids' life and raising these kids how they should be raised. It don't matter who's the stay-at-home parent or if both parents is working. As long as y'all in these kids' life, raising your kids. And then in the sense of relationship wise, like as long as there's a mutual understanding, right? I think you got to go back to that communication aspect of like, I want my woman to make more money than me sometimes. Shit. At the end of the day, that makes me want to work harder so I can then make more money than her. And now we striving to battle to see who gon' but there's a growth process to that, right? There's a communication. There's a joy for one another. And it's not, I want to be the lead. I want to run the house. I want to run the house because I make the most money. But now you're just putting your wife to the side or you're putting your partner to the side. Like, yeah.
I'll play devil's advocate. What if someone believes oh yeah, maybe in certain Latin cultures, they're more, I want to take care of the house through all the other stuff, right? Let's play that, or I want to, Latina chick because, they are going to be more prone to take care of me than, we'll just say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that's your thing. They're going to take care of you, right? You still got to roll. You still got to do stuff. So
absolutely.
So my thing is, that's all that you want your woman to do? Or let's say play devil. Oh, these black women, they're all independent. They don't. So that's all you want her to be, just independent. Like, don't y'all want to go on trips together? Like, it's like it gets into like this wonky place of like, yeah, let's just say you're living the dream for that.
Yeah,
that absolves you from truly putting in the work and being a part of a system where like, oh, this check. No, there's gonna be times where maybe you need to be the independent one, or maybe you gotta take care, of her and things like that, and vice versa, or whoever y'all love. Yeah. And my thing is, when you live in those absolutes, right, or those things, it just takes away a responsibility that you think that you don't need to have, and that's what leads to interdependencies. We're like, our culture may be prone for that, but I still have a responsibility to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, man.
Didn't think we would talk about this tonight.
Yeah. But it definitely
Welcome to the new season.
It definitely hit me across the head, and I think it's something that needs to be talked about in public. And that's why we play no games around here.
Dang, what kind of clip should I do? Should I just be like, black women or this? You think we can comment after that?
Oh, we might get some pull up on you.
Robert, you're a therapist, and how could you say this? Did you watch the whole fucking episode? Nope. No, you didn't. Mm-mm. This is gonna be a fun clip. I'm gonna try to make it very controversial. Like, what? Arthur said that? How could he say that about women?
Man.
But they'll skip over the Cooper Kupp stuff. I promise you they'll skip over that. They'll be like, what did he say?
Is it my turn now?
All right.
We gonna go into my stuff?
All right.
So I got one, two things, two questions. I'll just go one for now.
All right.
And we'll see what happens out of this. I think it's gonna be an interesting conversation. So I was on the phone with somebody, and they were talking about what it was like, from their opinion, to be a man.
Oh, you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to wait for we have a female.
No, this is a different one.
Okay.
And
it's for me.
I felt like
probably what I'm doing.
From her perspective,
every day in the studio,
hearing her
every day in the studio,
what it was to be
every day, no fully shit.
I took it
in the streets with the ease on,
and took my pieces out of it,
kind of
a little bit. But my question to you is, what is your definition?
That's crazy.
Of a man.
Damn, this might be a clip. I'll say my definition of what a man is someone who knows how to use strength. And when I mean strength, it's not just brawn. That means strength. I see strength as being holistic and universal. And that means it's with your mind, is also with your physicality, but also with how you assess situations. I feel like true strength comes from knowing when to press on the gas and when not to press on the gas. And then lastly, I'll have to add is, you know, true strength also comes from mastery of emotion.
Mm.
I think too often as men, we struggle with caving into desires, caving into stereotypical tropes because we're trying to define what strength looks like. And what I believe strength looks like from the negative standpoint is you can beat everybody up. You got all the money, you have all the clout, you have all this. And that's not what true strength is. True strength is literally knowing that I am me and it's okay to be who I am. Whether that is with a crowd of 50 people, one or 1,000.
Mm.
That's how a true lion roars. People can feel that.
That's dope. Super dope. That's super dope. Nah, like, and it's crazy because when I was thinking of this question, I was thinking of it in a different way because of how I was raised.
Okay.
And so, like, you brought the more psychological perspective to it, and when the thing was defined to me when I was asked this question, it kind of like hit me for a loop to be like, hold up, man, a man is someone who take care of the household and like the physical aspects of things, right? Takes care of the household, stands strong, is there for people in his household. Someone who knows when and where not to knows when to calm down, but when to stand up. As someone who like, so more of like the sociological aspect of what it is to be defined as a man, right? And again, it's not about the actual physical body in this sense. It could be, it could be someone from the LGBTQ who runs the household, how they run the household, and can be considered the man of the house. And it can ultimately be a woman, truthfully, who says, I want to be the man of the house for today. And that was my definition when it came to that sense of a man, or and so you bring in that psychological aspect for me, like, hit so many different notes. So like describing it in that way, I would say my definition of a man would be to hold steady. That was the first word that kind of came to me when you were talking about it. And it was like, I say hold steady because as a man, your job is to be the foundation to the relationship, the house, your family, everybody around you. And when you hold steady, you lift people higher. You are the ground for people to stand on. People can call on you. And your heart beats for other people, and you hold them steady to you, which is going to give you, like you said, strength to move forward. So that's, it was weird that that's the first word that kind of came to my mind, but just hold steady. Like, my definition of a man is just to be that one.
No, I really appreciate you sharing that with me because that's what I truly think and what I try to embody, because I feel like a lot of our world is replaying high school all over again. Like, they didn't get to live out their things, where it's kind of like being a man is knowing when, like, man, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna hold this L. Like, I don't need to like do all this extra stuff. I can hold an L. I can be embarrassed. I can fail. I can share. Like I said, I can big up other different people because, a true man knows patience. A true man knows himself. A true man. I can say this again. Knows himself.
Absolutely.
And knowing yourself in this inner peace that everybody's really searching for is it's like a bell curve. Like you'll get in this state, you'll have some depressive funks, but it's about that climb because I know a lot of people who listen to stuff. What is your why? That's I know for me when I'm always at that low, what is my why? My why is why do I do this? Why do I podcast? Why do I do the therapy? Why? My thing is the why is, for me, therapeutically, I want to help people find their whys, but my why is like I want to truly I want people just to live a life that's worth living. And that's what a true man helps what other people define. How do you want to live your life? How can you authentically, intentionally live that?
Ooh, got deep in this question. I wasn't expecting it to like go that deep into like what it was. But my other question kind of ties into that, and it's a continuation kind of piece of what's next. So like you have your definition of what a man is.
Okay.
What is a man's perspective of a woman?
Oh, damn. You asked me, what is a man's perspective of a woman?
So and again, like, and I'm not even asking the I'm asking it in terms of like our definition of a man, right? So like, so that it doesn't have to be just gender neutral people. This could really be across.
Oh no, 1,010%. If you're a woman, listen to this. Definitely, it's really reflective. Like you can be on this too. And then if however you define yourself on the gender spectrum, this is just for we say self-worth. This is a part of what we're doing. Self-worth. Like we're talking at men because there's not a lot of space where men can free ball in and talk like this. And you gotta say it for me one more time. Like, what's the next steps?
What's a man's perspective of a woman? And I asked this question because right now it's two men sitting here.
Yeah.
Right? And there are no women in here. And I couldn't ask like a woman because we don't have one right now. But we are looking. So again, if you like, subscribe, comment. If you want to be on here, shout out, look out, come find us. You know where to find us.
No, you don't. We everywhere.
We everywhere.
I would say I have to keep it general. I have to keep my things and things. I want to keep my things out. I think all men should look for.
That's not what I'm asking.
Say it again, then.
A man's perspective.
Oh, man's perspective of a woman.
Of a woman.
Oh, like what the population thinks or what I think?
You.
Oh, what? Okay.
What's your perspective of a woman? Like, what is?
Robert.
What is your perspective? What is your perspective
bro,
of a woman? What is your perspective of a woman?
I don't think y'all ready for that.
Ooh.
I don't think y'all ready for that. That's what.
Come on. We play no games, right?
Fuck, I'm tapped out after this one. I'm gonna tell you this one. I can't believe I'm actually. I think my perspective of a woman is. Y'all gonna hate me for this, but she's a person, and the reason why I say she's a person, because I feel like we're all on this planet to find our person or our partner, and this just goes down to sexuality. And I want to open this up for like whomever you're attracted to. I'm sorry for my polyamorous community. We're gonna have a different conversation, but like, I feel like. All right, I will just say this.
I mean, you said person, and they like people, so
multiple. Anywho, multiplication. Anywho, I'll just say this. How I look at women is they are treasures. And the reason why I say they're treasures is because they're the other part of your life puzzle. If you define yourself as heterosexual, and you're looking for a woman, and vice versa, because women do really balance out dudes. We're like, when you go into spots and places and you see a particular, a woman, you're gonna cut out some of the bullshit that you're doing. Maybe that's from Freud, where you're kind of like libido and all the other stuff. But like, I really feel that for me, women are treasure, and the treasure that you have to hold and keep sacred. If I'm truly just gassing, J. Cole and Black made a song called Pretty Little Lies, and one of J. Cole's best features by all time, like top 5, top 3 features, were like, he's talking about his relationship and how he wants to protect this woman and not protect her from because I'm a man, but I just want to protect you because it's the natural thing to do, like from the winter, from the coldness, like because God drew you like that. And it's like a yin and yang thing. Like, I think for me, when I look at my nieces and I just look at my sisters, my mom, like that's a different type of like, 'cause that's my blood. But like when I look at women in general, they are people that deserve to be understood and treasured. And I think for how most of our societies is, I feel like we as a human culture can't truly maximize until like we unlock everybody, not just the men, not just the women, everybody, because there's a lot of potential and a lot of love that we all could share if there wasn't so many of these social issues. So I look at women as a treasure, and whether I'm trying to get at you or anything, I want to hold that respect.
Man. Ooh. That's deep.
Man, I was not expecting that.
Interesting.
That was tough for me to. That was interesting.
What?
That was interesting.
You
my
got-
view of women. Like I'm just kind of like they're beautiful creatures.
I don't think men talk about perspective, their own perspective of what they see in a woman and what they want in a woman. Which I didn't ask what they want. I just said how you perceive women, because that's also, it might be different than what you want, right?
Oh, shut your front door.
And so like my perception of women and how I perceive them is just like growing up single parent household. It kind of stems from that again, of like caring and mentally a slugfest, but like sometimes just like I think you tapped on a lot of my same sensations of like I want to protect them. I want to understand them. I want to always show respect because that's what I was raised to do. And for me, it felt good showing women respect because then I know I can be who I am, and that's a piece of who I am, right? And so I perceive women in a respectful way. And I feel like I perceive women are, for me, they are the ruler of everything. And I say that because they give life in a matter that men need in order to survive, right? Like when you think about that, women need men to survive, so to speak, but men will die without women. And that's from DNA to generations to real life. And or your partner. And it's like this emotional attachment to something that makes you whole. And for me, a woman does that for me. And that's kind of where it stems from. And so I treat all women with the same respect. I treat all young and old, and all with this sense of I want you to shine your light on the earth because you are the light. You are the bearer of life. And the better you treat someone who gives life, the better life will give you.
You know what? That's whew. Man, I did this. I don't know how this is interesting. Thank you. What I'm gonna say to this. We gotta treat
Just for
every
me.
woman like Rihanna.
All they want what I'm doing. Every day in the studio.
We're gonna treat every woman like
Every
Rihanna.
day in the studio. Every day no
Alright?
fully shit.
From here on out.
In the streets with
You know
the
what this
Yeezys on.
episode's gonna be called?
In the streets with the hoodie
Rihanna's
up.
pregnant. It's clickbait enough.
Oh man, it's gonna shine to the top quick.
But we're gonna treat all women like Rihanna. So, but no, I appreciate you saying that because I think sometimes guys' mentality of how they view women is how they interact and have relationship with women. If you don't treasure them and view them in just a light of like these people deserve respect, they deserve to be heard, and like we're all here coexisting together.
They're yin to our yang, man. Like, and it's real, and I think that's why our world is out of balance, because the yin and the yang are in balance, and you see it throughout society, and like different aspects of life and what it is and how people treat each other, and you see it from Instagram to social life and real life, and how men treat women across the board in society, and how men or women treat men. It's what keeps us out of balance, and it reflects on our earth. And they call Earth Mother Earth, right? And if you treat your woman bad, Earth bad, what happens?
So you're telling me that if black men marry white women, their yin and yang will restore the earth?
No.
I'm joking, everybody. Love who you love. I'm just fucking with people. I'm just fucking with people. Love who you love.
But I feel like in order for a lot of things to change, like they already have predicted by 2050, black and white coexisting in a natural state would change society in the United States. 100%. And I hope people understand that. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. I'm saying that because of recognizing interracial relationships, recognizing cross-cultural relationships. It gets you an understanding of the cultural aspect in people. That is balance. That becomes balance when you can understand the person that you're talking to or interacting with and dealing with. That's balance. When you transcend that onto balancing with what I call society, what I call Earth, like things grow, right? If we treat, okay, for example, say you plant something and you plant it in bad soil, right? It dies.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when it dies? Goes back into that earth that is bad soil. And what does it give it? Life. It gives it life so that when it's born again, it has better soil. So the opportunity of meeting somebody of different origin or conflict and producing something out of that brings out better soil. Why? Because you have a commonality. There's something in common, right? If I go if I go marry someone of a different origin and my family's in conflict, then you see this in stories all the time. What usually happens? The family become one, or they tend to have a better understanding of one another of this conflict, or both people die.
I was not expecting. I was expecting that. You know what? We've been on one tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't know how people are gonna take this episode.
Absolutely not.
Well, if you like what we're talking about,
Man,
tap in, follow us, like, comment, subscribe, and this has been another wild win episode. And we will be back. And we appreciate all the love and support.
I think we'll have to tap out and say, you know, this has been the Play No Game podcast. I'm Arthur Dixon. Follow me on IG, Dixon Dynasty, Brace Yourself Oregon, or Chef Borar Dixon. And this is another one.
This is a wild one. Oh.
Peace.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. But shit, I think they call them groupies now.